good evening. What I'd love to know is, how are the ways that you share your light with others? What are the ways that you keep that fire, that light lit within you? What are the tools? What are the practices? What are the things you say to yourself? Do you use mantra? Do you use affirmations? Do you use positive self-talk, journaling? How do you keep your soul satisfied? How do you allow the light to just wash over you, even in some of your darkest times? What are the routines and the practices that you use if you feel yourself heading down a bit of a scary corridor? Do you embrace it? Do you light a match? Do you run to an outlet to try to find a switch to turn all those bright lights on so you can see the whole thing in front of you? I'd love to know. I've had these reoccurring dreams for as long as I can remember. And I'm always running away. I'm always running to try to find an exit. I'm trying to escape. And I just end up finding stairs. And I run up the stairs and there's another room. And then there's a closet. And I have to fit through a tight hole or a window or just something. But it seems like I can never escape. Sometimes I escape the house, but then I get stuck and I can't run. My legs get so heavy that I can't really move. And I don't know what's chasing me, but I know that I want to escape. I always wake up before it gets resolved. And then the next time it happens, I'm stuck. Running through corridors. Sometimes it's hallways. There's always stairs, there's always rooms, and there's never, ever a way out. I also have a lot of bathrooms in my dreams. Like a lot of bathrooms. I'm always trying to go to the bathroom and I never can find there's never a toilet. Excuse me, there's always a bunch of different toilets, but there won't be doors, or it won't flush, or there's people there. There's never privacy. I can never find a private section to go to the bathroom, ever. There'll be stalls and stalls and stalls, but there's something wrong with every single one of them. One of the most common bathrooms that I end up in is the one in my public school. I went to the school named Tecumseh here in London, Ontario. And start with the front door. You walk in the front door, you can go up to like the main, there's stairs up to what would be like the main, I would call it there's like a bunch of different sections, but like the main floor. And then you can go down into a basement. On the right, there was my before and after school area. On the left, that was Gord's room. He was the custodial staff. Further down, there was a milk to go vending machine. If anyone remembers that, I wonder if they still exist. I liked the banana one. I've always liked fake banana flavor. And then further down, there's a music room and like a lunch room, and that's where we would get our, you know, I remember getting our vaccinations down there. And then on the left-hand side, there was the girls' bathroom. And that was my favorite bathroom in the school. And I have dreams about this bathroom, like pretty regularly. That's the only one that is safe. That's the only one that I can close the door in my dreams. I always go to the same end stall. And sometimes there's people there. The last time I dreamt about it, there was actually somebody in the stall I typically take. So I went to the other side and I closed the door, and then it transformed. And I want to say it turned into like a library, or I just have this feeling that it had something to do with books. But it's just interesting thinking about how that was a safe space. But in so many of these other dreams, like I'm just running and I just can't find a safe space. But then I also can't escape. I've been wanting to keep a dream journal again. I kind of have gone back and forth of keeping one and not throughout the years. I say to myself, it's hard with a child beside you because I don't want to have the light, or I don't want to leave the room. I really would love some sort of solution so that I can write my dreams down. I have this idea that there's, you know, more messages and more things to understand about the subconscious mind and your programming and your way of processing your world. I'm so interested to know what's gonna come up tonight. I guess we'll just have to wait to find out. Report back tomorrow. Gosh, you know, I sat down to record, and I got my mics, and I plugged them in and I put it on, and you know, it crossed my mind for like half a second of like, maybe I should just do a quick test to make sure that the mics work. But I was like, oh no, like I trust it'll be good. And of course, lo and behold, it didn't pick up the audio. It didn't pick up the audio, so I have about a 16-minute video that I recorded, and it didn't pick up the audio. So here we are, sitting down, recording again. just feeling, I just got the image of like a crowbar. I just feel so open right now. I just feel so ready to be present and to surrender to this life, to see where this path takes me. The path of light, the path of love, the path of reconciliation, of understanding. The path of trying to find the root of empathy. I get worried that, this is a fun little fact, a fun little fear. Myself as a yoga teacher, I always felt rushed. I always felt like my students wanted to like move more, and I just felt like I wasn't able to move as slow and controlled and consciously as I wanted. When I go to a yoga class, I'm always that student that's like a little bit behind. Like, in terms of the rest of the class. Like, I don't move at the same pace. I've never moved at the same pace. Like, I follow my own breath, and it's always slower. Even in my sun salutations, like sometimes I'm like a full sun salutation behind, because I'm just feeling through everything that I'm feeling, and I also just like don't like being told what to do. I'm just reminded of, it's interesting. I think I stopped going to this woman's classes. I don't think I went to one of her classes after this experience, but I didn't really resonate with her. I didn't really resonate with her style fully to begin with, and I was, and then in this last class that I had practiced with her, I was in the back corner. I was in the back corner of the room, like literal back corner. And she put us into tree pose. And I fell out of tree pose, but I'll show you. So we were in tree. And so one thing that I do when I fall out of tree is I stay on my one foot and I try to come back in. Sometimes yoga teachers will say, like, oh, if you fall out of tree, like, just come back in, right? So sometimes, depending, I have a little fun, a little bit of a dancing tree. And so I was in the back, and I kind of fell out of my tree, so I was like staying on my one leg and just kind of like getting myself back in. And she said something along the lines of, It's distracting for the other students if you're moving in your tree. And it instantly hit me that she was talking about me. And it didn't feel right to me that she said that. When you're practicing yoga in a group setting, you can lay in Shavasana the entire time. You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. It's your practice. It's your practice. And it's not about the external world. It's about your internal world. And so if you're practicing yoga and you see somebody out of the corner of your eye, like in a dancing tree, well, focus your attention on your own body. You're not supposed to be looking around the room. You're not supposed to be doing that. You're not supposed to be doing that. I shouldn't say you're not supposed to. That's a bad way of saying it. But you could consider focusing inward. Because that's what I was trying to do. I was listening to my body, and it's what I do. I don't just fall out. I find my balance, and then I bring myself back into the pose. And so that just like didn't feel good to me. And then I think the other thing that happened was the next class that I went to. I had received an email. It was like a newsletter or something, and it was like, what's the word? Policy. It was basically a policy, and it said, the teachers work hard in designing their classes, so you should follow along. And I don't think I've been back to the studio since. It's not yes, I believe that you should follow the general guidelines of your yoga teacher. They have built and planned a class specific for a reason. But I don't like being told what to do. And if I want to take things slow or do things faster, if I want to make a dancing tree, or if I feel like adding in an extra twist when we're in supine figure 4, then I'm gonna do it. And I, as a teacher, encourage my students to follow their own bodies. Like, I am a guide, but I am not the rule. What I say is not dogma. And if something doesn't feel good in your body, listen to you first. Or if your body is craving something, then you should do it. It's your practice. It's your practice. And, I'm going to quote, Yoga with Adrienne. She's like, we're not yoga robots. It's like, this is not about being robotic and being a synchronized yoga class so that we're all doing the same thing at the same time and it looks so beautiful and we could videotape it and everyone's, no, man. It's not my vibe. It's not how I like to do it. So I don't think I've been back to a class since, because that just rubbed me the wrong way. And there was another experience, but I don't want to perpetuate negativity. Okay, friends, that's gonna be all for today. I am If you're here, thank you. It means the world to me. I can't wait to continue to connect and write me a comment, say hello. I'd love to meet. Okay, bye.